I kind of concluded for the press event. As far as press events are concerned,
if you want to consider Nintendo's press event,
consider Nintendo.
Then they still have something going on. But for the most part, all the conferences are done. For all intents and purposes, that's it. Sony just finished. We just got back from the Sony conference. Of course, I was going to ask, what did you guys think?
Dude, holy shit, God of War.
This was probably one of my favorite years of E3 that I can remember.
I will concur with that as well.
I mean, we've been saying for months this is going to be the best E3 in years, and I can say that certain people have delivered.
Not every conference.
Not everyone delivered.
I think Sony was one of those. I know we were talking like this was very unlike Sony. Normally, you think about the past couple of years, Sony has had like. They had a game segment, then they always had like this something in the middle, this really weird long segment that you're just kind of like, why is this here? People are on the stage, they're talking about random numbers and stuff but they really don't want to talk about, oh, we had all these numbers, let me show you these charts. But this year, Sony was like,
they don't need charts. You know who shows charts? People who are not winning. People who win don't show charts.
But this year it was live orchestra. The stage was totally different. And it felt more intimate, especially in the theater. But it was literally games. Like they went down the Xbox approach from a year or two ago. Games.
Works.
And like we talked about before we walked in here, only 3 people were on stage: Sean Layden, Andrew House, and we will talk about it. Hideo Kojima. We will talk about that.
Yes, Kojima-san was present.
But let us first jump through the predictions. I believe Seth is probably going to be the big winner here. We'll find out. VR will be a large portion of the conference, at least 20 minutes. You didn't get that one.
I didn't get 20 minutes.
And
I'm glad that we did.
Very happy for
Agreed.
that. We got a maximum of 10 minutes of VR content, and it was all gameplay trailers. This is the one thing I wanted. There was nobody standing on stage with a PSVR, blah, blah, blah. Sean Layden came out and said, we're going to show you some VR titles. If you want to play no more, come next door after the conference.
Yes.
The Bethesda approach. Thank you.
But they did talk about, they did show some great games. Honestly, like games that I saw, some really incredible games in VR. The biggest one, since we were talking about this, probably Resident Evil 7.
Is that the biggest one?
The biggest VR, because that was the first
VR
biggest
title. VR, yeah.
Did anyone expect that?
Nope. I mean, I expected Resident Evil 7, but I did not expect it in that.
Because, like, I was watching that, I was like, dude, this is creepy as hell. What is going on? And then all of a sudden, it's just 7 Resident. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah. They learned from PT. Like, the PT, like, the corpse of PT should have, and it sounds like it will be plundered for all of what it was worth.
Well, definitely, because PT got canceled. There was another project called Allison Road. I don't know if you guys heard of that. That just recently got canceled.
But it's not like a game like that is not going to be an indie game that pulls that off. Like Outlast would be the closest that it could pull it off. But we're talking about Hideo Kojima level quality and thoughtfulness, and the only people that can really deliver that are a AAA studio like Capcom. So
but that was very good.
Publisher.
Very cool. There were a lot of other cool little E3 titles here. Farpoint was the cool one. That was when it looked like you made the comment that it looked like the Martian guns.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Battlefront, the X-Wing VR mission, the Battlefront VR X-Wing mission.
So I hate saying this. This is going to make me not get the Xbox One Slim because I already have an Xbox One 1 terabyte. So now I'm going to have to get a PSVR to be able to play this X-Wing mission.
If you want to jump into if you want to do the trench run on the Death Star, then that's where you want to go.
I need to do the trench run. It's not want. I need to.
But they also talked about, apparently it was more of a teaser for the Batman Arkham VR. I kind of don't know what's going on there.
Dude, I don't care about that. Give me the Star Wars X-Wing mission.
I feel like that's going to be like detective mode, like things.
That could be interesting.
And then the Final Fantasy VR experience, which looked totally crazy and ridiculous.
I have no interest in that either. I saw Star Wars and X-Wings. I'm there.
But a lot of good VR stuff. Again, I'm very happy that it was not somebody on stage trying to do a live demo. It's like, save the demos after, just show us some gameplay and show us videos if you have to, and that was perfect.
They did a great job of showing gameplay.
Yeah.
People playing games on stages.
Yes.
That is the recipe for good E3.
Well, let's talk about people playing games on stages once we finish this. Actually.
Number 2 prediction for Seth: Kingdom Hearts 3 will be present in the release.
Wow, that was not even there.
Not even close. There as well. And I really thought that I heard something about Kingdom Hearts 3 will be talked about in December, like sometime much later this year. If it's December, there is potential for the what's the conference that PlayStation does in December now?
Oh yeah, the PlayStation Showcase or whatever.
Yes.
PSX.
Yes.
Okay.
PlayStation Experience. That could be something that we can see Kingdom Hearts 3 at.
Well, it's going to be a pack-in with Half-Life 3.
Maybe
It's going to be
the orange box.
Pre-order to unlock.
Oh no. No. You pre-order Kingdom Hearts 3, you get Half-Life 3 for free.
The Seth, your last one was the Horizon Zero Dawn big gameplay segment. Yes, that happened totally.
Yes.
You nailed that one. That was like, the more I see of that game, the more I love it. Especially the segments this year were very much it. When we watched it and we were talking about it, it reminded me a lot of Mass Effect.
Yeah.
In The Witcher, like when you're talking to that one person after you save them, like you're just walking in the world and you save that person, and kind of those Witcher ties where you just kind of walk in the world and this happens and you're doing the branching talks, and then riding the big like mechano bull.
Yeah. Literally,
she had to hack the bull to be able to ride it.
I need a mount. I'm going to hack this bull with my hack stick. We have a mount now. What? Okay.
But again, every time Horizon is shown off, it continues to impress. If anyone disagree with that,
no, that's gonna have to be a must buy for me.
Yeah, I've already pre-ordered the collector's edition. I think I made the comment: strong female characters.
Yep.
Like I'm happy that they're starting to appear.
I like
now.
that guy was like, it's like, the demon will kill you. I don't believe in demons, and I don't like risking people's lives or something. I was like, yes.
No, I don't run when lives are in danger.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like,
But like again, it's Horizon is slated to come out in February of next year, so definitely something to look forward to. Your bonus prediction: Kojima will be on stage, and he was on stage.
I'm gonna say this. You said earlier, man, there were only 3 people who came out on stage. I was like, no. Hideo Kojima didn't come out on stage. He presented himself to the audience. This dude had like a glowing walkway as he like walked onto the stage.
The curtain came up and it was him and his logo popped up. He's just walking down like.
And as soon as he said, "I'm going to show you a legend of the game industry," I was like, Hideo Kojima, no question. Curtain comes up, lit walkway. I'm like, all right, here we go.
But we got a pretty much kind of like a sneak peek teaser of his company's new game,
Death Stranding.
Like, and what's funny is we were watching the YouTube E3 stuff and the interview with him and Jeff Keighley, and he had a shirt on and it said DS, and it had the same kind of artwork. I'm like, is that his game? I bet you that's his game. And sure enough, it's called Death Stranding. It has Norman Reedus.
I am not opposed to this.
That partnership came back there, but it was very creepy, which is very Kojima.
I'm okay with this.
Like babies with cables coming out of their belly button,
and all of a sudden the baby's gone, and just weird black handprints go into a pile of dead fish. Like, wait, what?
Dead fish in whales and 5 ominous figures floating in the sky that suddenly disappear.
We're here. That's it.
Sounds like Kojima-san has
all
arrived.
we're missing now is a Hideo Kojima game underneath it. We're good. Ship it.
And they did show that. It said at the top of Hideo Kojima game. I'm curious the engine, because I know Jeff Keighley asked him at the interview, and of course he probably knew, but like, what engine did you choose? And he didn't really say.
Unity. Oh, don't worry, it's Unity 2 though. We're very aggressive here.
I'm sure that throughout the week people will be asking about it, maybe getting a little bit more information. So definitely check through the interwebs for that. Stay tuned. But good nails on the head there.
3 or 4, you're doing all right.
Oh yeah, 2 of 4.
2 of 4.
One,
you got 2?
One was a bonus. including one of the bonuses.
I didn't get the VR one because
that's right.
It was it was 8 minutes exactly. So
Well,
Cameron, on the other hand, didn't do too well.
I didn't either, so don't feel bad.
Final Fantasy VII Remake will be shown was my first thing. Not nowhere near here, which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing, especially for a game that I think we all know is pretty far off. That's not going to be coming anytime soon, and I think it's more of just a tease. Oh, it's coming. But it's
Sony had to last year. Sony's goal was to show that there were plans for the PlayStation, that they didn't just stumble into greatness and then they were like, meh, like that there's plans. But yeah, that's at this point I will safely say holiday 2018 is when we'll see the first episode of that.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. But it was almost nice. Very much like kind of how Microsoft has done, where they show a lot of games. Like we didn't see Crackdown 3 at all today from the Microsoft conference. So you show these cool games that are coming out soon or relatively within the next year or two. Mm-hmm. You still have stuff in the backlog. Actually, thinking about that, most of these games have release dates of this year or next year.
Early next year or this year.
Which very akin to Microsoft's conference last year.
Now, I mean, a lot of those didn't have... I mean, some of them didn't have release dates.
Yeah, some of them didn't.
Yeah, like all the Crash Bandicoot games don't have dates.
That game will probably be next year, probably sometime.
Really, to remaster PlayStation games?
I think it will be next year. If
I mean, we were talking about it earlier. You just go up to File, Save As, right? Just File, Export as PS4, right?
.ps4.
.ps4. Oh God! Just load it up, burn it to a disk, and then send it to the printer, right?
This one hurt me a lot.
Stop.
This prediction hurt me a lot. Last Guardian will be shown. Release date will be before September 30th, within 4 months. It was shown. There was a release date, but it was a month off. I was so close. October 25th.
25th, my bad.
25th, 2016 is when The Last Guardian will come out. I like that there wasn't too much of there wasn't actually any type of gameplay trailer. That was in last year. It was like sizzle reel, ooh, all cool scenes, boom, here's a hard, firm release date, boom. I'm curious how that's going to do for the holiday season, because that is smack dab in the middle of
everything else,
holiday stuff. But I could also see with Horizon Zero Dawn being pushed back, which probably was going to be their big holiday title leading in. They might have wanted something to kind of put stake the claim in there. So,
I mean, I don't expect The Last Guardian to sell particularly well.
I think it'll do well. I don't think it'll do gangbusters, but I think it'll sell like pretty solid.
You think it'll sell?
I think it'll sell. Okay. Like there's enough hype around that game, and people are ready for that.
Yeah, there's a big difference between hype and me giving someone $65 for it. Big difference between hype and me giving someone $65.
Very true. So, we'll have to check it out. We'll be there. We'll see. I know I'll definitely be getting it. So
there you go. One. Mark it off.
My third prediction, PlayStation Neo will be mentioned during the conference. PlayStation Neo was nowhere near this conference at all.
To be fair, Andrew House told you this.
Yeah, it is true. But I was hoping like some type of tease. No. And it was just...
Well, they're just not ready to compete with Microsoft yet. I mean, they're just not ready. They're not ready. They got this beginner's luck.
Again, if we want to go down that route...
They caught the Titan as they stumbled.
They don't have to compete when they're already on top.
The Titan is back up. And now they're like, well, what do we do? What do I do with my hands? I don't know.
But the bonus thing, changing your PSN names.
Nope.
Nowhere near there.
Actually,
again, we shut the pre-show down when you said that. That was too outlandish.
It was interesting is that in talking about the PSN names, there was no mention of any type of PlayStation services
at all.
And so speaking of like. This conference was game. The whole 90 minutes. Nothing but games.
I'm okay with that.
I'll say this. You will play as Master Chief on the PlayStation before you can change your PlayStation network. Just gonna let you know. That is a Seth statement right there. But one of the things I liked about this press event is that we had all these weird predictions we thought were weird, right? But actually we're not that weird.
We weren't that far off.
But they were totally wrong because they had even more different things to show us.
Most definitely.
What were some of your favorite stuff, like things that they announced, like stuff they announced?
Oh, hang on now.
Whoa! Oh, wait, was there another one?
Still got wheels.
Come on, dude.
My bad.
We're leaving Willing, and then we're going to talk about some of the games.
My bad.
You jumping the gun.
I was trying to segue, but
More details. Will's first one. More details on Destiny.
Did not happen.
I am shocked that Destiny was not here at all.
You gotta be good. You gotta be good to be in a press conference.
Oh,
you gotta bring something new to the table.
to be fair, I thought because of the Activision partnership that they would be there.
And you also have to think, Destiny has been at every PlayStation conference since they've released. Actually, since before, like the year they released in 2013 or 2014, they've been at every press conference.
Yeah, because people played it. Then people stopped playing it.
People still play it. But it's very interesting. Of course, Destiny, Bungie revealed a lot of information about that. You can definitely go check out their stuff on Bungie.net to find out more information of Destiny Rise of Iron if you want to know.
New strike, new raid, new maps.
All new things.
Haha. Moving on.
Will's second prediction, a Pro Controller would be announced for PlayStation.
Not at all.
Not even...
Well, I said I don't like the idea of Pro Controllers, but threw it out there.
Yeah, it's very, very true. But that was not even... No, not happening anywhere near there.
I'm okay with it.
The third prediction that you made was, though, on point. 2 new IPs from Sony, anywhere from like a mid to a AAA game. There were
Days Gone,
and the other one, I believe,
Farpoint.
Farpoint was a new IP. It was a VR, but it's a game. So
It looks like it's a full-on game. So,
and
they're bringing another one. Sorry,
Or Death Standing. I don't know. Is that considered?
I would still say that's a Hideo Kojima.
Okay,
game.
it's not first party or.
it's second party.
It's
technically
funded by Sony, and it'll probably only be on PlayStation.
But that's considered a second party game. Like it's Kojima Productions is in a Sony studio.
Yeah, okay.
It's an independent, so second party. So let's talk about those 2 new IPs. Days Gone,
dude.
That looked really good.
We thought it was just a trailer.
Oh yeah.
Then all of a sudden gameplay. Like, wait, what?
What I think the comment you made, Seth, was it looked like World War Z.
That was some World War Z shit. They were he blows up a bridge, right? And then the zombie bodies are making a new bridge that they're running over. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Yeah,
it was very cool. It was very reminiscent of Last of Us, kind of post-apocalyptic world. I don't know if those are zombies or some type of creature thing. I don't know.
They looked like weird warped golems from Lord of the Rings.
But it looked like you were part of like this biker gang that goes around and saves people and does whatever you want to do.
See, why didn't they get Norman Reedus on that?
Because that would be too Norman Reedus.
That would be too much. Okay.
But they did get Sam Witwer. Sam, I can't say his name. Witwer, who is, if you guys know Sam Witwer, he is the dude. He played Starkiller in the Force Unleashed games. Once he didn't have the handlebar mustache beard, I was like, dude, I know him. I know exactly who that is. And so the game looked really great. Very interesting. I think that's definitely something that we're going to definitely look forward to. It's definitely going to be very, 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 very awesome. The other one, Farpoint, for a VR game that looked cool. Like you said, it looks like the Martian on Mars. It I again with a VR game, something like that. It was cool to see gameplay. I'd want to see how it plays in real life. Definitely want to put it on my head and test it out, see how it is.
Yeah, I think PlayStation VR, because I'm anxious to see how PlayStation VR feels. It's lower cost than Oculus, so I'm wondering if they, is that going to be noticeable? Is that going to be apparent? I'm not sure. But
very much so. But those were the predictions.
Yep.
Seth, the big winner there, he got 2 with his bonus one. He got 2
Surprise.
out of 4. So.
I won. What did I win? I didn't win anything.
You won more crippling debt.
The adulation of us and the fans.
Sure. Yeah.
But kind of going back to your segue that you were talking about, what were some of our favorite moments in there? I've got the full list of some of the games. Let's just go down the games. We can definitely talk about those there. You start off your conference 5 minutes of like this orchestral music, like what the hell is going on here?
And then all of a sudden, there's some kind of Nordic theme going on. It's like, whoa, hang on now, what's going on?
Very, very much. And then all of a sudden we get, I think when the boy came on screen, we're like, this looks like Horizon, and then we hear this gruff voice in the dark.
My bad.
No, you're okay. And then all of a sudden, the gruff figure comes out. It's Kratos.
With a big bushy beard.
He had a moment.
I did have a...
I didn't know what we were seeing.
No. You know what? I'll be right there with you because that would look bad the fuck.
As soon as I saw the white skin with the red stripe, I was, it's Kratos. That's Kratos. We did get God of War 4. At least that's what it's called now. Did get announced. Right now, the tentative
they didn't say
title.
4. They just said God of War.
Yeah, all they said was God of War, and it had a Nordic circle with a bunch of different patterns on it.
Holy crap! Did that game look good?
It did.
Like totally different from any God of War that we've played before. It actually looked like it had a story. I liked how kind of it was like him showing his son.
Now you made an interesting observation about that with the son.
Yes, Will and I we had the same idea. I'm curious to see how this plans out, but I do not think that you will be playing as Kratos very much, if at all, during this game. There were things kind of like he was pretty much showing his son how to kill and learning to kill for the first time. And
we're talking about hunting game.
Yeah. You have this big scene with this big creature-like thing on the ice. And it's like him teaching his son, you have to kill him, shoot him. And his son's like, oh, he's a kid.
Yeah.
But then there's the one scene where you're killing this deer and you teach your son how to shoot the deer and he kills him. But Kratos isn't holding the bow, and yet there's a thing that pops up that says archery discovered and archery increased by 50. And I'm like, that's interesting, which makes me think I really feel like you will be playing as the kid during this game. Maybe something happens to Kratos, maybe he gets kidnapped, maybe he dies, and now the kid, an older kid I'm sure, has to go like the gods of Valhalla have killed him. I'm going to take some...
What if it's something like Kratos is, he's a god, right? So in theory he could be immortal. And so like this is like after...
Yeah, this is in the Norse mythology.
Yeah,
era.
it's like
so
it's
this is
actually really him, and then they kill him or whatever because I don't remember.
It's
I don't
God
remember.
combat. You could
wasn't there strength from the followers that they had or whatever? Or
the Olympian gods, yes.
So like now the religion's dead, so like he's very very
well.
weak.
Kratos, I think if I'm not mistaken, he lost his power in the third one, his god power.
I'm not sure if I can't remember if he lost it. I just remember a badass fight with Zeus.
We'll have to play the game again to catch up on it. One of the guys in our chat says, what if it's just a different Kratos?
Reincarnation.
I mean, he's older, he's more gruff, he has a really big beard.
Now, not only that, though, I mean, really, if you look at it, he still had the Spartan tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
And he still had like the ash from his family
He had the Spartan rage mode. I was going to kill somebody.
They called it Spartan rage. I was like, okay.
So I think it's got to be the same Kratos.
Yeah. One thing I really like of this game, and it was somewhat of a nitpicky thing, especially as I've grown older as a gamer, is that the game actually sounded like it had a story. I mean, in the past games, it was literally like, my family's dead, the gods killed them, you will all die. And you went around killing everything.
Well, also notice the position of where he was in the camera.
Yes, the camera angle
was offset to the left, and it was more cinematic. It wasn't directly behind, hey, we're going action and we're going to kill everything.
But the stuff of like when he's trying to show his son, like you have to learn how to kill this animal. You've already wounded it, finish it, and he sticks the knife in the neck, and then he kind of just subtle, like he tries to reach out to touch his son's shoulder, but he pulls back and he just grabs the knife and wipes it clean, and he says, "You're ready." And then it just zooms out, and there's like
a fucking dragon
comes down. And it was very cool. And if that has like a very good, more structured story, I'll be very happy with that.
Yeah,
be very happy with that. What other games? We talked about Days Gone. We talked about The Last Guardian, which was next on the list.
Spooderman.
Spooderman.
I want Spooderman, Daddy.
Let's talk about Spooderman. An interesting turn of events, and I know this has been rumored for a while. Insomniac Games is making a Spider-Man game for PlayStation 4. That game looked incredible. Like, just from the little... And it was like probably an in-engine shot, but like...
I mean, they showed some gameplay-looking things.
Oh, yeah.
He was like going through the city and all that.
And going through the buildings.
The building,
and
like jumping.
Around.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was very much a parkour like Spider-Man, which was nice.
Yes. That was something I don't think many people expected. Rumors were popped up, but nobody really talked about it much. I know Spider-Man 2... is probably on people's short list as one of the best superhero games in gaming, period. Probably along with the Arkham franchise.
Yeah.
But the fact that you have Insomniac Games, who if I'm not mistaken, I think they did. Well, Insomniac did Sunset Overdrive.
Yep. So they already have like crazy maneuvering around a large city space kind of on lock. So
they definitely do, and that was a really good game as well. So to see them come out with that is definitely going to be good. And of course, they did Ratchet and Clank, Spyro, all those games. So I'm
Song of the Deep, Edge of Nowhere, The Unspoken, Feral Rides. They've done quite a few games.
So I'm really interested to see more of the Spider-Man game. Hopefully, we see some this week. We see more gameplay or something from them this week. Well, potentially. There. Detroit, Become Human. That was very good.
I was genuinely surprised by that.
Like, that was a very good trailer. Like, the choices, like, you always, when you talk about games with choice, you always bring up the fact that you want choices to matter.
yes.
And, like, the amount of choices in that one scene of trying to save that girl, like, you could die, he could die, the killer could die, him and the kid could die, you both could die, you could save the girl. Like, so many branching things. Nobody could die. He could be like, I'm sorry. I was like, oh my goodness, this is a Quantic Dream game, definitely.
Yeah.
And this looks very, very good. Any other thoughts on?
I mean, that game was, because they showed it a little bit last year, and we didn't really have a good, clear vision for what it was going to be. But yeah, now we know it is a choose your adventure.
Okay.
And
which is very much Quantic Dream's MO,
That's
especially
thing,
with
yeah.
Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah.
There as well. We talked about Resident Evil 7, Farpoint, all the VR stuff. Let's bring one thing up. Here's the next on the list. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
It looked pretty good.
We thought this was a VR game for like the first couple of minutes, and then we're like, wait, that looks like Call of Duty action once again.
I'll tell you what gave it away is when he looked over across the window that they were. First off, the breach was. We were 97%. I was like, we're about to breach a room, so we're already here. But then he looks over, and for just a split second, the center of the screen goes across the other dude, and it pops up the name Ethan, and I'm like, that's it. All right, that's it. Call of Duty. That's
it. I stand by my comment. That trailer should have been the announced trailer. That should have been what was shown.
The gameplay.
The gameplay should have been what was shown.
I mean, they showed it now, so.
It's good. Like that actually got me hyped for.
I'm still more excited for Titanfall 2.
I agree. I'm with you on that as well. But I think that's moved to a solid second place on my list, and Battlefield 1 has kind of shifted down a little bit as well. I'm sorry, Battlefield 1.
After seeing that, I'm gonna have to make it even with Titanfall for me.
Oh wow,
even?
okay.
Yeah, because I'm gonna get that on PlayStation, Titanfall on Xbox, so that's how I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of action in that trailer.
Allow me to break the tie for you. Grappling hooks. Actually, it has grappling.
They both have grappling hooks.
Never mind then.
The correct answer would have been mechs.
I was going to say mechs is.
Oh no, there will be mechs in Infinite Warfare. Like there were already giant robots in that hangar thing.
If they
do
mechs,
that, like there's going to be like some. That's going to be extremely tough. But
it would not be the first time that someone stole someone else's shit.
Look at Microsoft.
That shade was a bit too dark for my taste.
Hey, it's not my fault. They stole their OS interface from Xerox and Apple. Sorry.
Another conversation for another day.
Theft versus refinement.
They showed the trailer for Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. Surprise! It's still only available with Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
That GIF sums it up. The mom trying to feed the vegetables, and the baby's like, no, but the vegetables are actually Infinite Warfare. So then they switch to the one that has the candy, and it says Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and then it's like, switch out.
Dude, not gonna lie, somebody in the audience was fucking stoked when they saw Modern Warfare.
I'm telling you, it's the dude from last year that when they announced Final Fantasy VII, he was just like, like he stood up, like it's that guy. He was there again.
But with seeing the gameplay of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, like that makes me more okay. Like I would totally be down with getting both of those as well. That's just more icing on the cake.
Chat wants Gundam Wing skin packs on Titanfall 2.
I'm okay with that.
There's a whole lot of licensing issues with that. I will tell you that right now.
Why don't we just make tight. Like, why don't we just get Respawn on a Gundam game?
Oh,
There you go. Well, they're already doing the Star Wars game, so let's let them finish the Star
Hey
Wars.
man,
2 teams.
Platinum can work on 7 things at once. Respawn can too.
Crash Bandicoot.
3 games being remastered.
People got so hyped, and they're like, "We're gonna be remastering the games." I was like, "Yeah."
But first, let me show you Skylanders Crash.
Skylanders.
Crash will be available in Skylanders if you're playing that game. But the big news, probably for us, is the remasters of Crash Bandicoot 2, and Crash Warped. A lot of people, this has been bubbling a lot for a couple of months of people wanting more Crash. I have no nostalgia for Crash, but it's cool if they do.
Which is so strange to me. You're such a big PlayStation fan, and that was like such a big part of PlayStation.
I loved the commercials, but I never played the games.
Okay.
So here's the thing. You know what happened? He fell into Final Fantasy VII hard.
That's true.
I want a tiki mask. It goes blah blah blah. Like that's all I want.
But if they treat that the same way that they did with Ratchet and Clank, when they did a complete from the ground up remaster, I'd be excited to try it out and see what's new and what's different with the game.
Yeah.
As well. Of course, they had Lego Star Wars. We knew about that.
Which is genuinely funny.
Yes, that was hilarious.
Lego games, I don't know how they do it, but they continue to genuinely be funny.
I wasn't gonna buy that. I'm now on.
Oh, there's no question I'll be buying that. That's you. Let me give you some advice. If you need a couch co-op game for people who are not super duper into video games,
Yeah, does that support Xbox Live co-op?
yeah,
Now I gotta buy it so I can play with you.
that's it. Yes. If you're ever looking for a good like couch co-op game that
That's a great game.
that doesn't have any doesn't take gaming skills to play per se.
What, like Diablo?
Diablo, I will say,
Diablo on consoles is a great couch co-op game.
it's very good couch co-op game. To point that way, kill those demons.
Well, yeah.
That dude's glowing. Don't stand at it.
But that was basically the conference, like we talked about before. It was games.
Basically, the 30-minute summary we just did.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, and I'm curious to see what you guys think. Very, very strong conference for Sony, especially with what came out this morning. Probably again, as it usually is every year, Microsoft and Sony came to motherfucking win.
Yep, that's
and
it.
I think that they both put their heart and soul. We saw it on the table in all the games that are coming out for those consoles, and I think that in the end, we won. Us as gamers, and you at home, gamers have won today, especially with the showing that Microsoft, Ubisoft, PlayStation did, Bethesda and EA yesterday. Gamers won for the last 2 days. What do you guys think about the day's conferences overall?
Here's what I think.
Okay.
Let's reference For Honor for this one. All right.
Okay.
So Xbox comes out, and I feel like Xbox is pulls out its battle axe, right? And then Sony pulls out its super long sharp katana. And so their strategies are very different, right? Xbox has this cross-play, cross-save thing going on. I would say that a lot of their games, a lot of their first-party games, you have Sea of Thieves, Cuphead, they're trying to paint a broad stroke with a lot of different genres. Versus Sony, who is kind of already has that through their third parties. They already have a broad stroke. And so they're trying to show platform highlights, right? Show flex their muscles, right? So they have these two very different approaches to the same thing. They're both game companies, but they're approaching things very differently. Sony does not care anything about platform. Does not care. They didn't talk about hardware. They didn't talk about platform. Can't even change your username. Platform is not in their classification of priority.
I think one of the big things is that if they're selling consoles,
they're not going to. You'll never be able to change your PSN username until that affects the sales of the consoles, which it's not.
And I think us talking about it, it was one of the big things. I think that was where Microsoft is at. I think they felt that it was something we've got to do something with the new Xbox, as you like to put it. This is the new Xbox. Mm-hmm. It's not the old, 24-hour connected online all the time, all this other stuff. This is the new Xbox, and I think Microsoft kind of felt that, at least from getting from a majority of their fans. had to bring that up. But Sony was just very much like, hey, we're selling them. There's really no reason to change. But I believe that within the next year and a half, probably by holiday of next year, once the Slim comes out, once Project Scorpio comes out, once the PlayStation Neo comes out, that's when we're going to see, again, more competition and more, we got to go back and forth. And again, we all win when that happens.
Yeah.
Honestly, most of my games I end up playing on my PC. But I do have to honestly say, I can't say anybody won other than the gamers today.
Yep.
There's just shitloads of good-looking games.
Yeah, gamers always win. It's a very, honestly...
That's what we do, baby! We win!
It's between...
Unless you're playing Overwatch.
Between Microsoft...
Oh, switch to me.
Between...
Good point.
Between Microsoft and Sony, it's extremely hard. Sony took a very different approach with what they usually do with their conferences, and I loved it. They had all their IPs, a lot of people that were quiet until now, finally announced their games. We finally got some release dates for games that we expected. But as well, Microsoft... right out of the gate with the Xbox One S, almost every first-party game, Xbox One, Windows 10, exclusive, Xbox Play Anywhere, a lot of big announcements that came out from there. And again, a lot of great games that are coming to that console that I'm very excited to play.
I have a mental image that's happening right now.
Good.
So somewhere, I want you to imagine this dark, very formal office, right? The very sinister chair the back is facing you, right? And then on the screen of the display, it has the last little bit of the Sony conference as they're showing the Days Gone video footage, and it finishes thank you all for coming by, everyone's applauding. And then as it happens, the chair turns around, and in the chair sits Gabe Newell, and I feel like he's just going to push the button on the intercom and say, begin the summer sale. So, as soon as we see all these amazing games we want to buy, the Steam summer sale is going to kick in, and then the wallets are it's just gone. It's gone.
And then PC wins again.
It's not even that. It's just that's I'm trying to think about all the games that are coming out in the next 12 months, and I'm just like, oh my.
I'm gonna have to build a priority list.
Get your wallets ready.
Yes. It's
an exciting, even just for the remainder of 2016. It's a very exciting year. 2016 is packed. This holiday season is jam-packed. And I don't know where I'm going to spend all my money. It's going to be very, very hard.
I thought you were building a PC.
That too makes the problem even harder to figure out.
Fair enough.
So, but
whatever, man. I don't need any PCs. PCs are for chumps. I'm going to get the Scorpio. It's going to be more powerful than any PC. I'm done.
Get wrecked.
But that is it. That was Sony's press conferences, and honestly, that is it for Rocket Punch's E3 coverage.
We're tired.
2016. We are very, very tired.
Can we go get waffles?
We're going to go to Waffle House.
You know what? Waffles.
I believe we've earned it. You guys have earned it too for hanging with us here. So go get something to eat, celebrate. You know what? Go watch all the trailers. Go to IGN or GameSpot. Maybe we can see if we can get some of those trailers put up on our site. Go watch the trailers. Go watch the conferences again. Look at all the great games that are coming out for us in the next year. Just be excited to be a gamer, really.
I think there's only one possible way next year can be better than this year. Is if Nintendo actually makes the NX a serious console.
I was going to say NX.
No, if they make it a serious console, not
we will find out before the end of 2016 what the NX is, and if it will be put it back instead of the big 2, if we're going to make it a big 3 again. And
the NX is a smartwatch.
Or surprise, Sega's got a new Dreamcast.
We wanted to create an invigorating health device. The NX is a smartwatch.
Oh God!
The more you walk, the more rupees you collect. You can sync that back to your Nintendo America account. Or Nintendo Network, whatever they call it now.
Oh God, stop, no.
I could go for hours.
No, that's almost as ridiculous as changing your PSN.
Yeah, it's a unicorn. It's a unicorn.
But guys, that's it for our E3 coverage of 2016. We thank you guys for hanging out with us as well. Or if you're just going back through our YouTube archive and rewatching the videos, we still thank you for checking out our videos there. Always stick to rocketpunchgo.com for all the latest content, articles, videos, anything like that. What else you got?
That's what they have to go to that website, rocketpunchgo.com. You can use hashtag RocketPunchE3 to chat with us online. We'll be checking that out all throughout E3.
Yes.
And other than that, Patreon. We're on Patreon.
Yep.
We worked really hard today. We've been in this room for a lot of time, a lot of hours today. We've been watching the press conferences when we're not here. Patreon, patreon.com/Rocket Punch. You can go and basically donate a little bit toward Rocket Punch. If you do, you get certain perks. You get the $5 or more gets you the bonus episode this month, and the bonus episode is really good.
It's very, very good.
It's really good.
And even more so, probably expect, we talked about it earlier in one of the post shows, but expect a big, jam-packed E3, full impressions of what we thought of everything, all in one, a nice thing on the Rocket Punch cast, probably within the next week or two. So definitely be looking out for that. This week we will have our Magic City Con panel that we did. That will be up probably today's Monday, so probably tomorrow on this upcoming Tuesday. So be on the lookout for that. Anything else? I mean, follow us at Rocket Punch Go on Twitter.
Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, or Rocket Punch Go. You can find us on Facebook.
Yep.
We also have a new Facebook group if you'd like to join.
Yes, definitely join. Chat with us, have fun, talk with other people, other gamers, other like-minded individuals.
So, and then at the end of the day, rocketpunchgo.com, everything's there. All the social links are there. All the news articles are there. Everything is there. It's good.
Oh, yeah.
Head over there.
Anything else, guys?
That's it. E3. It's a wrap.
That's it. We're done. We'll see you guys later.
Waffle time.
Take care.